I suppose we are recording. I love how sometimes my phone will do, it'll just start recording without my permission, and then other times it won't. I find that really funny, how my phone does that. So, sometimes my phone catches me while I'm still trying to get everything together by turning on my do not disturb and all that good stuff. Yeah, I think I have everything. Hello. How are you all doing this evening? I hope you're doing amazingly well. I hope that before you clicked on this video that you saw something that made you funny or watching things that made you laugh. Right before this, I was actually outside on our patio. It is currently 40-something degrees here in Florida. And I had a little full moon meditation that I was doing while I was out there. I was moved. I haven't been moved to do anything that's been like, you know, la, 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 la. I haven't been moved to do anything where I have had like instructions in probably a month. Please don't fall on me. That would be so unfortunate. I'm talking to the clothing rack on the door. But anywho, I hope none of the straps are showing under here. Is that a strap? No, that's my ear. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. And now you know what time it is. Grab some water so that we can get to yapping. I always think like when I'm drinking, I'm like, I know somebody is thinking, damn, you thirsty? Yes, I am actually. I am thirsty. But, tonight, bro, come on now, get it together. Tonight, well, I guess I should rewind, and, yeah, I hope that before clicking on this video, you've been having a good day or a good evening or good afternoon or whatever time of the day it is or time of the night it is where you are watching this video. And I hope that things have been going well. If this is the first video of mine that you've seen, hello, I am Yasha. I also go by Tato the Penguin. At first, when I started doing these videos, I thought that when I had changed my name, I thought that it stuck. Like, I had changed the name from Yasha Thais to Tato the Penguin. It didn't stick. So sometimes when I look on there, it'll say Tato the Penguin, and other times it says Yasha Thais, and I just don't know. So now I'm just letting everybody know what's up. So, yeah, I'm just here to yap and talk about things, and if I am so moved to share things about my life, vulnerability moments, 3 minutes and 23 seconds as I say that, so that there might be some vulnerability tonight, we'll see, then I do that. And the hope is that as I talk about things, you all will feel seen in some way. That's kind of the whole goal of these. But I also am thinking this is going to be a journal kind of, these videos that I've been doing dressed like this are videos that are journal entries. And I think I'm keeping track because I feel like some pretty big stuff is going to happen for me soon. And being able to know where my head was at and everything before things happen, I think is really dope. I'm definitely a journal person, so that's why I like to do these. So today was a good day. I had a very good dream. I had a dream where my person, I had a dream where my person, was holding me super close and making very intense eye contact, and I have never in my life been so nervous. I've never in my life been so nervous dealing with a man. Like, there's always been a certain level of, like, 4 minutes and 44 seconds as I'm talking about this, there's always been a certain level of detachment that I have to the people that I've dealt with, because I can, it's just kind of automatic. But in this dream that I had, you know, you'll have a dream and you'll be like, nah, Nah, because if it's like that, I don't even know. If it's like that, the level of loyalty that I'm going to show is going to be ridiculous. uh, but I was just, it was very much so like a looking into the eyes of the person and just absolutely melting. It was so nice. I woke up this morning grinning super hard and I freaked out a little bit. I was like, oh my gosh, I just have a feeling that things are going to start happening soon. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the person will reach out. Maybe I'll run into them somewhere. Maybe I'll be moved to post something or comment on something. And I don't know. I just don't know how this is going to work. Again, I don't have any people right now who I am currently locked in with. So I'm excited to see how this goes. 5 minutes and 55 seconds as I say that. I'm really excited to see the changes and how things are going. Let's see. So, I was pretty quiet most of the day today because just energetically I was really like locked in, and realized that the full moon is actually tomorrow. So if you're watching this and it is January 13th, 2025, it is a full moon today. And so I actually have a few recommendations that I recommend people who are spiritual or not spiritual that they do during this time. What I was moved to do today was I was moved to do, come on now, let's see, how can we fix this? How can we make this not look like a goat's ass? 1 second. I kind of like to yeah, I like that. I like that. Gotta get my wig right. So I was actually moved today to write in my journal, like take a whole page, and I was moved to list all the things that I'm grateful for and list a couple of like really weird like coincidences that aren't actually coincidences that I've been dealing with over the past couple of days. And then I was moved to write a kind of meditative list of all of the things that I am currently, or that I have been trying and attempting to manifest into my reality. And then I, instead of saying, oh, I wish this would happen, I chose the words, I receive this right now. So I receive getting paid and pampered to play and exist. I receive being at peace and having a peace that is beyond all understanding. I receive being able to travel with, the man of my dreams. I receive, X, Y, and Z. And so that is what I did. And then I was moved to, I have a pipe, and I was going to bring it in here, but I already put it up. But it's a Shire pipe. It's pretty long actually. And it's from the Lord of the Rings franchise. And so I have that, and then I have some really nice like lavender herb that I smoke out of that pipe. I don't typically smoke. It's more of like a ritual thing. Like I'll do it when I am doing like meditation or like spiritual practice where I'm led to do it. So I haven't used that pipe since I have been here, and I've been living here for over a year and I haven't pulled it out, so I don't actually smoke very often. So I'm more of a drinker. But I use smoking and occasionally drinking, like if I have a wine or if I have something that's very like I feel like it's very reverent in nature, I will get that, and then I will read the kind of meditative things that I've written down, and then I will imagine the energy of all of that just sitting here in the seat of my spirit and my energy. I'm just really grateful. I'm just really grateful. I'm feeling really grateful these days. It's not hard for me to smile. It's not hard for me to smile these days. I cheese a lot as of recently. I'm just feeling really good. Feeling really good. So I did that today. Man, I'm feeling really relaxed because like I showered and brushed my teeth, like prepped for bed and everything, And then I made sure the kitchen was clean and everything. My sister cooked dinner. It was amazing. I had broccoli, fried tilapia, because she fries up tilapia really nice, like seasoned it up, fried it up. And then she made a pasta with like Italian seasoning. It was really good. It was delicious. So I felt super spoiled. So I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea I was gonna have this delicious ass meal. Thanks, boo. So she made that, and just I had the last of my hanjan, which is the cousin of soju. And I had the last of that, and it was like just a little bit. It wasn't that much. So I was like, oh, sadness. So that's gone, but that's okay. And I'm just feeling really relaxed today, which is like very different from, well, I wasn't relaxed this morning. This morning I felt like my whole body was on fire. Like I really felt like my soul was alight. Like I was lit up. I really felt like somebody from a mile away could see me like burning, like on fire. It's just my spirit. Like I feel like some really crazy things are happening currently in the universe. And this full moon in particular, 11 minutes and 11 seconds as I say that, this full moon in particular is a beginning moon to a new season. It's a beginning new moon. So today, if you are moving around, 11 minutes and 23 seconds as I say this, and 23 is one of my lucky numbers. So if you are doing stuff and you're moving around today, think about some things that you desire. Think about some things you'd like to meditate on and make a list of it, either in your phone, in your journal. If you have a memory like a steel trap, I'm jealous, but make a list in your mind. And then tomorrow night, or I guess tonight, if you're watching this on the 13th, because I'm uploading this like the night of the 12th. So if you're watching this and it is the 13th, my recommendation would be to do a full moon meditation the night of the 13th. And 13 is actually a pretty lucky number for me, actually. I know people are like, oh my gosh, Friday the 13th is bad luck, but the 13th for me is a lucky number because it has a 1 in it, and in numerology 1 means new beginnings, and a 3, which represents harmony and the triad of mind, body, and soul. And then that together, you know, you add those numbers together and it's a 4, and 4 is good, solid foundations. And so all of those numbers just make me super duper happy. So I'm feeling good, I'm feeling nice. Let's have a little bit more water because since I smoked now, I'm like, my mouth is all dry. I was about to start coughing. It's like I was about to be out here dying. But anywho, man, I'm feeling so good. I'm feeling so good. Life is just amazing. So what can I talk about tonight? What can I yap about to you all? I feel like I've talked about so much, and in my last video I was like, I could talk for 6 hours, watch me. And now I'm just feeling super good and super lovey-dovey and super happy, and I'm all cheesy. A little ASMR. Look at the little skulls. I just don't know, man. I just feel really, really good. I actually was moved to go back and watch a couple of my videos, and it's weird. Like, there have been a couple of videos that I've done and I didn't like how they felt when I did them, but I have not been moved to delete a single video I have been recording, except for one where I didn't realize the automatic record was on, and I was in a very compromising position, and I was like, nah, bro. So I deleted it. I was like, nah, we're not gonna let this slide. So I deleted it. But for the most part, every video that I do, especially if I take like an hour to do it, I don't delete it. I just post it. Unedited, unscripted, and it just goes. So it was interesting going back and being moved to go back and watch those videos, because I thought when I did them that they weren't good, but then I listened back and I was like, there's actually some really good tidbits of information in here. So I was actually very proud of that. Let's see. Oh, yeah, so 15 minutes as I'm about to say this. I've been seeing 15 everywhere. I don't know. I know that 1 again represents new beginnings, it represents leadership, and then 5 represents challenges, challenges and obstacles. It represents travel. It represents being in alignment, and it represents unexpected change, like unexpected changes. And I'm seeing a lot of 15s everywhere. So I have a feeling some unexpected change is going to crop up. So I'm trying to make sure that I am just mentally open and prepared for that, and to be flexible when things happen. But what I was talking about with my videos, I have a feeling somebody needs to hear this. If you are thinking about putting your work out there and you haven't done it yet, and this is my first video that you've seen, so you're like, what's she on about? What's going on in here? If you're trying to figure out what I'm going on about, it's that if you are feeling to post, or you are feeling to record videos on YouTube, whether you are a gamer, whether you're an animator, whether you want to get into voice acting, whatever you want to do, whether you want to make jewelry and you want to do like a video of you making jewelry, do it. And do not be concerned with whether or not it's perfect. The amount of people I know who are creative geniuses, they're amazing, they're so smart, and they've got so much talent, they don't do it because they're like, well, I don't have the proper setup, or I don't have, access to X, Y, and Z. I'm like, well, you've got a phone. And they're like, yeah, but the quality's not good. And I get if you're the type of person who you want your entrance into entertainment, or into, like if you're trying to create a business or something, you want the beginning of that to speak to your professionalism. I get that. I get that 100%. But something that I will say is that sometimes what we do is we use the want to be perfect as the excuse for not getting started on something we know we should be doing. And the people out there who need your content, the people out there who want to see your content, are not going to be the people who care about whether or not it's perfect. They're not going to care whether or not it's properly edited. They're not going to care whether or not it's perfectly scripted, 17 minutes and 17 seconds as I say that. They're not going to care if it's not super bright or super colorful, because whoever it's for, it's going to get to if you're posting things. Again, if you want to apply for a job, or you see a studio that you want to work for, go for it. Now is the time. It is the time to trust and take many, many leaps of faith. Many, many leaps of faith. And a leap of faith is you doing something and not knowing what the outcome is going to be. A leap of faith is not, well, let me make everything perfect first. A leap of faith is not, well, let me try to have a backup plan first. That's not what a leap of faith is. If you knew that everything was going to work out, it wouldn't be a leap of faith. You'd just be doing something that you knew was going to work out. But honestly, I think people should take leaps of faith. I think I've said leap of faith like 30 times, and I keep thinking of Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed 2, by the way, that soundtrack, the original soundtrack for that game, is phenomenal. I love it. I have not listened to the soundtracks of the other Assassin's Creed games. One of them I really liked. Whatever Assassin's Creed game has the song on the soundtrack, what is it? Is it Beer and Friends? I don't remember. But, yeah, that soundtrack is goated. I really like Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed is dope. But, yeah, the time is now, my love. The time is now to get things going, to get things rolling, to get things happening. Now, a lot of you may be feeling a lot of really powerful and weird energy here on the full moon. It is actually true that when there is a full moon, people tend to get very, antsy, and there tends to be a lot of stuff happening. We have actually seen, it is true, it is 100% true, that during a full moon, usually hospitals and places that are dealing with healthcare tend to go up, in problems. My dad used to work for a hospital, and then when I was working at a hospital, 19 minutes and 23 seconds as I say this, we noticed that when a full moon would come up, we would just have the busiest day. People would be losing their minds, people would be driving crazy, it was wild. And it's because there is a surge of energy. Again, if you're watching this and you don't really believe in the spiritual, that's totally fine. But the thing is that the moon has an effect on the tides on the planet. So when the moon is in certain places, it's pushing and pulling the waters of the earth. And you, as a human being, are made of 70+% water. I don't remember exactly the amount. I think it's 72 or something like that. So how can you be over 50% made up of water and you think that when there's a full moon, it doesn't have an effect on you? Crazy. I know a lot of people are like, what? No, like, is this some Mercury is in Gatorade or shit like that? No, it's literally just the full moon does have an effect on animals, on people, on the ecosystem. There are certain flowers that only bloom when there's a full moon out. Crazy, right? I'm telling you, the world is far more magical than we give it credit for. The amount of people who are like, nope, I'm all about it, everything making sense. I only want everything to make sense. I respect that. But I like living in a world where I don't have to think about whether or not things make sense. I love that I can just do what I am moved to do. I can just follow my gut and I can just keep it pushing. And that's really great. And I love it. I was actually watching a video. Yeah, bro, I know I've watched recently. I've been watching a lot of like Jadina's videos, and for those of you that don't know, Jadina just got to 100,000 followers on YouTube, and I'm so happy for her because this was like her dream. This is something she's been wanting to do for a long time. So she got that, and then I've been watching Oracle Fairy videos, and I've been watching a lot of like gaming videos. I've been rewatching Poppy Playtime, which is a horror game, and it's incredible and it's amazing and I love it. I love the music. And again, I think it's CG5 who did the song Sleep Well. Go listen to it. I've talked about it before, but I love it. I love it so much. Come along down with me. Like, it's so good. I know that was so off. That was so off. I didn't even try. I just kind of, and it was bad. Yeah. I didn't like how that went at all, but that's okay. I was gonna try to sing it because I was like, no, now I'm mad, but I'm just so relaxed right now. Like, I'm just not locked in at all, if I'm being honest. I think this is gonna be another one of those relaxing videos where I'm just kind of talking and having a good time, and then I'm gonna like go and get in the bed and be all warm and snuggly buggly wuggly and all happy and stuff. But yeah, I was watching, I forget the name of the game. I forget it, but it was so good. The soundtrack was really good. I wanted to talk about it. But this is what happens when I'm not able to script my stuff. I just kind of have to go. I just kind of have to talk. But yeah, let's see. Do I have, let me drink some water as I stall. Oh my goodness. My legs are freezing because it was so cold out there, and I like got bundled. I didn't wear my coat though because I didn't feel like wearing it, but I got super bundled up and I went ahead and put my outfit on so that I could do the video. If this is the first video of mine that you're watching, the reason I'm wearing this is a wig that I love. And I wear this dress because this is actually an outfit, not this beanie. I wore a mushroom hat. I went to a con in May of last year, and I was a dark mushroom person and like a night mushroom person. And I wore this outfit, and I had a staff that I made, and I had a mushroom hat that I wore, and it was a super situation. When I started recording these videos where I'm talking about being authentic, I felt to dress up because I don't usually get to wear wigs and dress up. You know, I don't have a lot of events or things that I do that allow me to do that. So this is my little, this is my little treat at the end of the day where I get to dress up and feel super cute and do videos. And so that's what I do, in case you were wondering. Do I have any tips? Do I have any things that I want to talk about in particular? Oh my goodness. So tired. So tired. I'm looking for a new video game to play, but I don't know what I want to go for. I've started playing pretty much most of the games that I've wanted to play. I've been able to play. So now I'm kind of in the market for something else. So I'm trying to, in between playing Scrabble and what is it? In between Scrabble and the find the word game. Like, you have to look in all the letters and find the words. In between that, I've been looking for more games that I could play. Stuff that is relatively cheap or free on Steam, because that's the vibe at present. But yeah, I don't really have like anything super big to talk about. Oh. Let's see if I can reach you. Let's see. Ugh. Ugh. I have this penguin. And this penguin is a penguin that I have had for many years that was gifted to me by my best friend. And he was her emotional support penguin for her anxiety. And I've had him for a long time. And I was actually I think my picture on Twitch, because I have a Twitch channel, I'm not using it right now, but the picture that I have on my Twitch channel is this penguin. That's this penguin. And I have a feeling that, well, I don't have a feeling, I know this penguin is going to be a gift to somebody relatively soon. And I'm very excited to give him away because he's been super helpful for me. Let's see if he looks weird. Like, if he's a pretty big penguin. Look at him. Look how derpy he looks. I love him so much. But this penguin is going to go to somebody. I think this is going to go to my partner. I think this is going to be one of the first gifts that I give him, along with a bracelet that I have. And it's a bracelet that I've been wearing and that I have really just been putting all my love into. And I have a feeling that my person is going to be a person who likes to wear bracelets. Maybe not like a lot of jewelry, but maybe somebody who likes to wear bracelets. I actually know a lot of guys who wear bracelets, so that's not too out of the ordinary for that to be the case. So I'm going to give him a bracelet, and then I'm going to give him this penguin. And I don't know when, but it's going to happen at some point. But bro, I am tired. I really am tired. It's been, like, again, the energy, just the general energy that's happening is pretty busy. Oh. So he's there, waiting patiently for the day when he gets gifted to my love. But yeah, it's been a pretty, like a heavy, energetic day. Nothing stressful. Like, again, I felt really good today. Today was just like one of those days where I could see just maybe going on a drive somewhere, the heat on in the car, get some snacks, and go park up somewhere like really nice and just look outside, maybe go see the sunset. That's something I want to start doing at some point. I would like to go and see the sunset, and I would love to go out and see like where there's some really nice visible stars. These are things that I want to start doing. I would actually like to go see a meteor shower at some point. And usually there are websites that will tell you when a meteor shower is happening and the best places to view it. And so I really want to do that at some point. I would like to go. I also want to go to like an observatory where you can go and see through the telescope and you can look at space. And some observatories have like laser shows, and that seems like something really fun to do that I always wanted to do. If you've ever been to one or you've been to an observatory, I would love if you would put your experience down in the comments so that I can kind of know how it is and kind of what to expect, because a lot of places will tell you what they do, but like as far as the reviews of the location, there haven't been. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. Yawning right in your face. I haven't seen like a whole lot of reviews on places like that, especially when it comes to observing like meteor showers and things like that. Those don't happen all the time, so you're not going to get like a ton of reviews about stuff like that. So yeah, it's been a really, really We have reached the 30-minute mark of the video. 30 minutes and 3 seconds. Ah. My love, I feel like you've got to get to a point where you begin to trust yourself. I have a feeling that some of the people watching this right now are kind of in this weird place where they want to try, they want to go for something new, they want to reach out to a person. Ooh, 30 minutes and 30 seconds as I say this. So maybe there's a person who you want to reach out to, who you maybe have seen them, maybe you have a crush on them, or maybe you're like observing them and you like what you see and you want to get to know them better, but you're afraid of reaching out because of fear of rejection or fear of being made fun of or whatever it might be. And I'm here to tell you, this life, this life is meant to be lived. It's meant to be experienced. So don't allow fear to stop you. Don't allow fear or discomfort to be the reason that you don't try something that you would have otherwise regretted. If you know later down the road that you may regret it, not doing it, then you should do it. Like regretting not doing it. Because there's so many people. I read an article that talked about the elderly, like being, 31 minutes and 31 seconds as I say this. So the elderly being on, their deathbed. And I know this is kind of heavy, but, and a lot of the regrets that they had were not things that they did. Their regrets were things they didn't do because they were afraid of disappointing the people around them, or they were afraid of looking funny or looking weird, or they were afraid of, what is that? Is that a hair from my wig, perhaps? It better be. It better be. I don't know what that is. But, yeah. So they regretted things that they didn't do. And they were like, I had, looking back on it, the thing that I was afraid of were people making fun of me, or people not agreeing with me, or people judging me for wanting to try this thing that definitely would have made me happy. The caveat being as long as it's not harming a bunch of other people, right? And when I read that article, I thought it was really interesting, and I was like, I would like to live my life doing things and not sitting back and wishing I had done them. So there are some of you who you like a person and you're afraid of saying something. I get it. I've been there. Like, it can be nerve-wracking knowing that a person can reject you, and knowing that a person can tell you that you're not their type, or that they're already good and they don't, they're not interested. But the truth of the matter is that those things help you practice. Those things help you practice for other things that you want in your life. I would tell people, because honestly, if a relationship is going to be ruined because you are authentic and honest, I don't think that relationship is for you anyways. So many relationships, 33 minutes and 33 seconds as I say this, so many relationships that I have were made better by me being honest about things. Like my best friend, whom I love, I told her at one point she had a really great opportunity pop up for her at one point, and I was super happy for her. And then I was like, no, I need to be honest about how I feel. Like, I am happy for her, but I need to send her this text. And I told her, I said, I actually experience a lot of jealousy when you succeed in things that I'm trying to do. And then when you call me and you tell me, and I want you to keep calling me and telling me, because I love hearing and I love supporting when good things happen to you. But I told her, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, it does suck, because I think, when's it gonna be my turn? Or I'm like really jealous of the fact that you're getting this thing and I'm just kind of sitting here twiddling my thumbs, trying to figure out what to do. And she told me she was really appreciative of me sharing that with her, because she was like, I know that I can trust you because you're honest and you're authentic in our relationship. When I do things, like she was telling me that when she does things that irritate me or that upset me, I tell her. If I am struggling with something, I will tell her. If I don't have the mental capacity to hear her talk about her struggles, I will tell her, because I know that boundaries are not only important for me, but they show the other person I do care about you. I'm not going to allow this relationship to become one where I'm resenting you. Like, I'm not going to allow that to happen. Why would I do that? You're one of my favorite people. So I think for you, whoever's watching this right now, I think this is relevant for you. If you are nervous, it's not about the worst thing a person can say is no. It's about the worst thing that can come of this is you never know. You don't know, because there are so many people I know that they didn't say something to somebody and then found out years later that the person who they had a crush on for so long, or a person that they really wanted to get to know or wanted to be friends with, were hoping that they said something, but they too were afraid. They too didn't want to say something because they were afraid of rejection. And allowing the fear of rejection to get in the way of our happiness, I think it's a silly move. I'm sorry. I do. I think it's a silly move to allow that type of fear to stop you from potentially having the best relationship of your life because you went ahead and took that leap of faith. I think that's the message for this video, is a leap of faith. Leap of faith. What's really interesting in Assassin's Creed is that they be leap of faithing into these carts with hay, but we know that the real life logistics of that, you not surviving that fall, bruh. It's not happening. You're hitting the bottom of that shit so hard, and that hay is so brittle, you falling right through it. I think that's so funny. I wanted to be like an assassin so badly, like from Assassin's Creed. Like, I wanted to, video game YouTube, I wanted to be an assassin so badly. But then when I saw how they have to have crazy grip strength to be hanging on to non-existent ledges, and then you have to leap of faith into a cart of hay from hundreds of feet up, I was like, nah, don't put me out there. I am not the strongest warrior. I am not that person. I would rather be a distant sniper in a video game. I'm here for that. I'm here for being at a distance. But, yeah, it's about that leap. It's about trusting that things are going to work out. And doing it even if you're scared. Something that I heard a while ago was that when you are afraid to do something that you probably should do, it's not a bad thing. The fear can come as a sign that you respect, 37 minutes and 37 seconds as I'm saying this. It can be a sign that you respect the process. Like, I used to have ridiculous stage fright. And as a vocalist, it's not cool, right? Like, that's definitely a handicap in the game of life. And I would be so nervous. I would be up there trying to sing, and my knees would be shaking and my hands would be sweating. Like, I'd just be up there like, hi, how's everybody doing today? I'm gonna sing this song and I hope I don't throw up. Like, it was really bad. But it's because I respected the process of getting up there on stage and singing for people's enjoyment. Like, I really cared a lot about the process. Now, I cared too much because we're human beings. We're human beings, and we're gonna mess up. It's gonna happen. I'll never forget. I was doing a concert in I went to Trinidad with my mom and my other sister because my mom was doing an educational conference, and we were asked to sing for the youth festival that was happening in Trinidad. And when we went, I sang Starry Starry Night, which is about is it Vincent van Gogh? Right now my brain is fried, so I'm really trying to lock it in. But it's starry, starry night, paint your palette blue and gray, look out on a summer's day. Like, it's a really pretty song. But I did it, and I had practiced the shit out of that song, and I got on stage and forgot the entire second verse in front of hundreds of people. And I was like, let me give y'all a master class on how to ad-lib. And I ad-libbed the entire verse. And then I got back to the chorus and I was like, hey! I came in super strong. I came in super confident. And I was like, people are going to make such fun of me. They're going to talk so much shit about the fact that I forgot the words to the song. After the concert, people came up to me and they were like, "Oh my gosh, that was so amazing. It was so emotional. Like we could just see you getting teary-eyed at the second verse." And I was like, "Excuse me?" And everybody thought that I was so emotional at the lyrics of the song that I just couldn't sing the words. So I was ad-libbing. They didn't know that I'd forgotten the words. And I was like, that's crazy. So I guess that's 40 minutes and 23 seconds as I say that. So I guess that's a message for somebody. You, oftentimes, doing what you do, are going to know when you mess up. You're going to know because you've been planning it. You've been training and you've been working. The public does not care, my love. They don't care. They don't give a fuck. 40 minutes and 44 seconds as I say this. They do not care if you mess up. And if they do care, why do you care about that person who super cares? They could go find other stuff to do. The fuck? Like... Oh, this sleep tonight's gonna be powerful. I'm going to knock out. This might be a sleep with my mouth wide open night. Which I hope it's not, because anytime I end up falling asleep with my mouth open, like when I'm super duper tired, I wake up, my throat's super dry, and then I sound like Darth Vader if Darth Vader was perpetually going through puberty. Just imagine what that would sound like. And so yeah, I forgot the lyrics because I was scared. I had stage fright. And this has happened many times where I've been singing publicly and I've messed up or my voice has cracked and I've been like, ooh, that was so embarrassing. And people come up and they're super nice about it. So even if they know I messed up, even if they got into their car to debrief, with their family, and they were like, she fucked that whole second verse up. Did you hear how her voice cracked up there? Like, she knew she didn't have the breath control. Stupid bitch. Like, even if that is happening, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Take the plunge. Take it. Risk it. Risk it for the biscuit, my love. It's 2025. We've had years and years and years of playing it safe, of trying not to rock the boat, of trying not to upset people by hiding our lights under little bushels. That's enough of that. Come out. Come out. Into the light where we can see you and where we can appreciate you and where we can enjoy what it is that you do. I'm all about that. I'm all about that. Such an interesting thing being an entertainer. And I find it so interesting that a lot of entertainers, in their day-to-day life, they're just kind of bored or they're kind of quiet and they're very different from how they are in front of the camera. And I think, again, I've said this in another video, in other videos, but I really think now is the time for artists and just people in general to be authentic about where they're at. Like, the amount of people who don't want to go out, it's a lot of us who will say, yeah, I'll come to this party, and then we don't want to go. We don't want to go, and then the person planning's like, I really want to cancel this party. I don't want to go. But instead of doing it, I mean, follow through is important, Follow through is very important. But what if you messaged your person? What if you messaged them and you were like, hey, yo, I know we planned to do this party thing, but, like, I don't feel like going. Like, I don't feel like that should be a terrible thing. I think you should be allowed to pull out, pun very intended, I think we should be allowed to pull out of different situations. I think we should be allowed to say, I'm tired. I don't have it for you today. Like, no thanks. No thanks. But that's just me. I'm very much so, like, a big supporter of introverts. I find that a lot of, like, jobs and situations are very, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, or if you're not talking enough, you won't be recognized. It's very, like, it's very supportive of people who are very out there and they're very, doing stuff. But when it comes to introverts, it's like you're kind of asked a lot to be more extroverted. But then you would be an asshole if you turned around and go, like, if an extrovert's like, why are you being so quiet? Come on, like, come hang out. That's not a bad thing. But if I say, oh my God, you're, constantly doing stuff and you're constantly being loud, when are you going to go home and shut the fuck up? Like, that makes me a bad person, apparently. No, I don't find people who are extrovert leaning, I don't find them bad people. And I don't typically find them annoying because I'm very good at setting boundaries. This is one of the good things about being really healthy about setting your own boundaries, is that you're able to deal with life far better. If you're a person who gets very overstimulated by being around people, boundary setting is going to help you. It's going to help you in spades, my friend, because you will then feel comfortable telling people no, which is a full sentence. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to go into detail. You don't have to justify it. You can literally just tell somebody, no, I'm not doing that. And of course, if somebody starts demanding answers, you square up. No, I'm just kidding. Don't square up. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't do that and then say that I told you to do that. But yeah, I don't know why we got off on that. Ooh, actually, yeah, let's take some deep breaths together. And I know I'm in danger of falling asleep where I'm sitting. I might fall asleep, so let's lock it in. So we're going to take a couple of deep breaths, maybe 5. 5 is dangerous, but I kind of want to do it. So breathe into your stomach and your chest and back. And then exhale. Again, breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. I know everybody's lungs are different sizes, so it doesn't have to be exact. Breathe in again. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. I'm going to do some affirmations for you, because now seems like as good a time as any to do them. You are strong. You are powerful. You are a human becoming. You are constantly in a state of change and growth. Every day is a new day where you can make different decisions than you did the last day. You are loved, even if you're in a situation where you don't feel loved. You are loved. There is great love for you. The sun shines for you. The grass grows for you. The trees sway in the wind for you. The stars shine for you. The birds sing for you. Peace is available to you always. Power is available to you always. Whatever it is that you're wanting to do in your life, there is room for you to do it. There is space for you. There is more than enough for you to have, to do, and be. You are capable. I feel like that was very Poppy Playtime-esque. You are capable. You are special, too special to lose. You're Poppy's angel. Are you okay? No scratches or boo-boos? Oh my god, Poppy Playtime is so good. It's such a good game. Oh my gosh, guys. I've watched it so many times and I want to play it, but I am a chicken when it comes to horror games. Like, because so many people who do horror game playthroughs, they put headphones in and they turn off lights, and I don't know if I can do that. I'm the type of bitch that will be up late, and I'll be asking whoever is in the, because I live with my sister right now, so I'll be waking up in the middle of the night and be like, hey, get your bitch ass up and walk me to the bathroom, because I'm not trying to get my booty took by ghosts. That's why. Hurry up. I gotta pee. Like, that is me. That is me. I'm the type of person to where I couldn't live by myself. 49 minutes and 49 seconds. I couldn't live by myself, because if I watch a scary movie, any small sound and I'm going to freak out. I'm going to fucking lose it. Any small sound that happens. If there's a creak in the door, I'm like, hey yo, I'm calling the police. 911's getting 5 phone calls for me in 3 minutes. I can't do it. I can't do it. No. I had this dream for so long that I wanted to live alone, and I was like, I just want to live alone in a cabin in Ireland. Nobody bother me. Everybody shut the fuck up. And then I realized that I only wanted to live alone because I was exhausted masking and performing and ha 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 when I didn't feel like hitting the ha ha's in front of people. And then also living with people who don't respect your boundaries and who touch your shit that you ask them not to touch, and you're like, hey yo, you can literally touch anything else, you can move anything else, you can use anything else. Please don't eat my snacks that I put 50 minutes and 50 seconds as I'm saying this. Please don't eat my snacks that I put in the special drawer. And please do not touch this thing that I placed on the table because I like it right there. Please don't move it. It's not bothering anybody. And then people would move my shit. Or they would eat my food. And I was like, okay, but then if I crash out, I'm the asshole. Then if I start yelling and going off, I'm a dick. When I specifically asked. But, yeah, I had wanted to live alone for a long time, but I'm telling you, there's so many things. If you are just now starting therapy, you'll be surprised at how many things that you're, like, very dead set on will change as you heal yourself. Like, I didn't realize how much of my identity and personality was based on my trauma. So then when I started healing my trauma, those things went away. So I've always, let's see, what's a vulnerable thing that I can tell you? I get way too vulnerable on here sometimes. Let's see, maybe something that's not super vulnerable. But like the big thing was that I didn't like being touched. For years, I hated it. I hated people touching me, and it's because I was small. So when people would touch me, like when people would hug me, they would lock me into hugs, and then I would release and be trying to push back, and they would just keep hugging me because apparently they thought that was funny, or they weren't done with the hug, and I just wasn't feeling that shit. Like, the amount of times I wanted to just poke somebody in the eye, or just give them like a nice knee to the gut because they wouldn't let me go, and I honestly would have been perfectly justified in that. But I did not like being touched. I did not like being hugged. And even in my relationships, I would hug and I would, love on my person. But at the same time, I would kind of be like, all right, that's enough. But now, oh my gosh, it's crazy healing things and being on a healing journey because I love to cuddle. I love to, like, my sister will frequently she'll just open her arms, she'll be lying there on her bed, and I just fall into her, and I just, if you have a person who you can hug and who you can hold, or if you have a furry animal companion, or even if you have a goldfish, you can stick your finger in the bowl, stick your hand in the bowl, and just be like, hi, little friend. I feel like everybody deserves to be loved. Everybody deserves it. But I love it now. I love it over here. And I didn't used to. I used to hate it, but now I really like it. What else? I also used to hate sharing spaces with other people. Like, I really used to hate it, and I used to be very anal as far as making sure that things were clean. I was very, like, everything has to be in its place, but now I'm not that way. Like, I like having things clean because I don't like bugs. But I don't mind things being a little messy. So, like, if there's shirts on the floor, maybe that shirt stays there for a couple days. I'm very big on making sure that dishes are washed. I'm always going to make sure that dishes are washed because I had just one too many situations when I lived in Boston where I would leave dishes in the sink overnight and I would get up and there would be little critters who just had all kinds of jokes for me, and I was like, you're not funny. You don't get a Netflix special. I'm gonna need you to pack it up and roll out, my guy. You're doing way too much right now. Please stop tap dancing. Like, the raid is coming. Like, I just didn't have the patience for that. So I'm very big on making sure that dishes are washed, and I try to sweep and vacuum. And then at some point, when I do have a cat, because that's gonna happen. I'm gonna have a cat. Like, I have no choice. When that happens, I will definitely want to make sure that I clean, just to make sure that it's weird. It's like I'm allergic to cats and dogs, but I have lived in spaces with them before because I just took it upon myself to make sure things were vacuumed and wiped down, because that's really what it is. It's like, it's the pet hair. It's, for dogs, it's the dander. Like, it's the pet dander. For cats, it's their saliva that gets me. That's where my allergy comes from. And so it's really easy to avoid having a flare up or a breakout as long as I am keeping things clean. So that's one of the reasons why I like to make sure that I do that. I like to keep it tight, if you will. But yeah, so things change. Things change when you start healing. And what's crazy is that you will change, and then there will be a lot of people around you who either A, don't believe the change, or B, don't like that you have changed because they're used to knowing you. So I had people in my life who were like, oh, Yasha doesn't like this thing. And then I'd be like, well, no, that's not true anymore. I like it now. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, like, I'll try it now. So like, I used to hate mushrooms. And I used to hate onions when I was growing up. And now, 55 minutes and 55 seconds as I say this. And now I don't mind them. Like, there's some mushrooms I still can't stand. It's the texture, and then it's the super earthy taste, but I don't mind it as much. Onions I love. I'll put onions in so much food. Like, the flavoring is just so good. Again, I don't know a way, I still have not found a way to cut onions that I am satisfied with that does not make me cry. And it's always annoying because I'll like have my glasses on, and then I'm trying to stick my head in the freezer, and I'm trying to inhale, and it's just so much. It's just so much happening at any given time. But yeah. So as you start changing, my dear, and as you start making moves and becoming a new person and blossoming as the beautiful butterfly, the beautiful flower that you are, you start stepping into your own. There are going to be people who are not fans because they're not going to benefit from you being your new self. They benefited from you overextended. They benefited from you trying to anticipate everybody's needs. 56 minutes and 56 seconds as I say that. So somebody who is watching this, there are a lot of people who have been benefiting from you doing too much. And now that you're in your season of no longer doing too much, and you're about to be in your season of doing for you and making sure to call your power back to you and step into your power, now that you're about to be on that journey, you're going to get some people who aren't happy about it. And spoiler alert, it's probably going to be the people who are the closest to you. It's going to be the people that you kind of least expect, because those people, we turn a blind eye to the people that we're closest to, typically. I've noticed a lot of couples will do this where, you know, the girl will be doing something that's not great, and the guy's like, oh, that's just kind of how she is. And I'm like, no, it's not. She wasn't always like that. This was something that popped up because of a fucked up situation. Like, it's crazy how people change. Like, people will date somebody, and then that person fucks them over. 57 minutes and 57 seconds as I'm saying this. 57 minutes and 57 seconds as I'm saying this. There will be people who they are in relationships, and then those relationships make them very cynical, because they didn't work out. And I feel so... like, my heart goes out to people like that, because... this is one of the reasons why I think the whole love as though you've never been loved before, or no, love as though your heart's never been broken, I think is the statement, or close to it. And it's because the new people who you are going to be attracted to and who are attracted to you, they deserve to have you in like a more, like a place where you want to do this with them, where you want to lock it in with them. Gosh, I'm so tired. Like, it really is coming for me. Man, I was gonna listen to some music. Bro, if I listen to anything that's like hopecore, or like the kind of like the music that you listen to if you're going on a night drive, if I listen to any of that, that's gonna be a wrap. That's gonna be a wrap. Why am I hearing so much movement out there? It's late. But yeah, so just prepare yourself, and again, it is a full moon, so take advantage of it. You know, go stand outside and go look at it. Go look at it. There's so many people who the full moon will come and go, and they don't go and experience it. And it's like, come on, You might as well. It's beautiful. It's so bright. I was out there and I was just looking up because it was right above us. So I was craning my neck like this. And I was like, she's so beautiful. And I was just kind of moonbathing in it. Ordinarily, sometimes I would make like moon water where I will take filtered water and I'll put it outside and I'll leave it in a safe place overnight in a like a bottle where the top is like super screwed on. And then I would have moon water and I could use that for all of my stuff. All of my metaphysical things that I'd be doing. I used to put moon water in my my washing machine. When I would wash my clothes, I would pour the moon water. I'd pour just like a little bit, a certain amount that I felt to pour in, and I would put the intention on the water that, you know, my clothes that I wore would block off and ward off any negative vibes that come for me. Again, I'm telling you, man, even if like spiritual things, if it turns out at the end of my life, if I find out that spirituality and all the stuff that I believe in, if it's wrong, I'm still gonna have had a great time. I'm still gonna have had a great time. Like, it's just so fun to feel like a little fairy person, to feel like a little fae person and just doing stuff. I love it. It's just such a peaceful way to live for me. I like it. Very, very good time. Very, very good time. Oh, waka da waka da waka da waka da waka da waka ha. Ooh, I was thinking about Ice Age when Sith found all of those other sloths and they were doing all the bing 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 boing bing bing boing bing boing bing bing boing bing bing boing hoo 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 hoo. Does anybody else get like super silly the more tired they get? I love that. I remember my parents did like a co-ed sleepover with like all of our like it was a couple of our cousins and then it was some like friends from school and people that we grew up with, and we were all up late one night and we were all gonna pack up in caravan the next day and we were gonna drive from Nashville, Tennessee to Six Flags. And it was so dope. It was so dope. But like the later it got, the just weirder all of our conversation got. Like it went from being like really deep and in depth and being like, oh yeah, like man, do you believe God exists? And if so, what do you think God actually looks like? Like it went from that to being like, man, you know, it was stuff like, if I grew like a penis on my forehead, like would that make me a unicorn? Somebody actually asked that question. I was like, the fuck is wrong with you? And he was like, it's a valid question. It's so funny because so many of the people who my parents talked to, and my parents would be like, yeah, we allow our kids to have co-ed sleepovers because I have 2 sisters and a brother. And people would be like, are you sure you allow your kids to have co-ed sleepovers? What if they, you know, try to have sex? What if they fucking? And my parents were like, no. And it was never happening because we were all so nerdy. Like, we were all so lame. It was never a concern because we'd all just be chilling out there, laughing and being goobers. Goofy goober time. I loved it. I'm happy to be where I am in life. I do miss those times. I do miss the road trips. Like the caravanning to Six Flags was always dope because the way we would do it is everybody, like the night before, like the day that we would leave, everybody would come into town at the same time. And then that night we would do a big dinner and everybody would be there. And then we would get up the next day, you know, we'd get up early, everybody would pack up into the different cars, and then we would head out. We'd go to Six Flags. We'd stay at a hotel. And again, my mom was very big on calling people and being like, okay, so if I have these many people and I rent this many rooms, what kind of deals can I get? Like, My mom was always on some deals. If you're looking to purchase something or you're trying to figure out how to pay for something, do not be afraid to go look for coupons. Do not be afraid to call and ask if there are any deals. Like, you don't always have to pay full price for everything. Sometimes there are workarounds. You just have to be open to see them. Like, there's so many people that I know who are like, well, I really want to learn how to play the guitar, but I can't afford a guitar. Do you know how many people are on like OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace and they're just trying to get rid of stuff because they're moving? When I was moving from Boston back down to the South to be closer to family, like right at the height of COVID, there were a few things that I was selling, but the closer we got to moving, I was like, it's free. All you got to do is come get it. And it was new stuff. It was stuff that was in like mint condition because I take care of my things. But I had a ukulele that I sold it for like $15, like $15-20 because a dad messaged me and he was like, yes, my daughter wants to learn to play ukulele and we'll come get it. And then I met them at the restaurant not too far from my apartment complex, and he came in and he handed me the money and was about to walk out with the box, and I was like, you don't want to check to make sure it's in there? And I was like, man, the amount of people who probably scam people because people don't think to check their bags or they don't think to check the boxes of the stuff that they've asked for. And he checked it, and I had tuned it and everything, so it sounded really great. And the daughter was like, oh my gosh, thank you. She had to be like 15. And I was like, you're very welcome, enjoy it. It was so funny because I actually, I had a breakup, and I bought a ukulele right afterwards. And then I was at my job, and I was telling one of my coworkers, and she's amazing. I was telling one of my coworkers, I was like, yeah, I had a breakup. I bought a ukulele. I don't know why. And she was like, no shot. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, I too had a breakup years ago and I bought a ukulele and I still have it. I was like, is this common that people break up and then they're like, I need a ukulele? So she ended up giving me hers. So at one point I had a alto and a soprano ukulele, and I learned to play the alto. It was actually far more comfortable in my hands. But then when we were moving and we didn't have a whole lot of space, I was like, everything must go. So if you're in the market, you're trying to find furniture, if you're trying to, get software, there are workarounds. There are workarounds that you can use in order to get them. It's just a matter of looking it up and being open, Because some people, they're like, well, this is the way that it has to be done, and this is the way I want to do it. And sometimes there's another option behind you like this, and you don't even know because you're so focused. 7 minutes and 7 seconds as I say that. So I feel like somebody who's watching all the way to 1 hour and 7 minutes needs to know that sometimes things are not going to work out exactly the way you think they are going to work out. They are going to work out, but it takes a little bit of flexibility. So I think that's all I have for you guys tonight. I know it wasn't a lot. I'm definitely low energy tonight. But yeah, it was a really good day. I wish I could remember. So it was Pezzy. Pezzy was playing. I feel like I talk about him all the time. It's just because I have like I get into mood. So there was a period of about 3 months where I was watching nothing on YouTube except Outside Xbox. And Outside Xbox, they're like a group of people that game, and they have kind of like their own, it's kind of like a show. They do the top 7 video games that did X, Y, and Z. Or, the top 5 video games, or the top 5 times that we got these achievements in games. Like, they're pretty cool. I actually really like it. And for 3 months, that's all I watched. And then a while ago, Berlin, who is a YouTuber, who's a gamer here on YouTube, I was watching nothing but his content for like a solid month. And right now I am on a Pezzy, Elastic Droid, Big Puffer, Grizzy kick. So that's the content that I'm currently taking in. And it's because they're so funny. And again, I just think Pezzy's cute. I think he's the bee's knees. Like, he dresses nice, he has a nice smile. I've already talked about this in another video. But he was playing a game, something Frankie? Finding Frankie or something like that. It's pretty disturbing. It's really nice. I really like content like that. I'm a big fan of like horror games and stuff. Again, I don't want to play them, but I love watching other people play them. 9 minutes and 9 seconds as I say that. So if you are a person who is thinking of streaming video games and you want to do horror, do it, because there is a lot of us out here who that is what we want to see. That's where we want to go. That's what we want to do. And sometimes you might not even know. You're like, well, what if there's so many people who are already streaming it? Do you know how many people are following streamers, and when an ad pops up on one channel, they hop over to another channel until that ad ends and they're watching, and then they just bounce back and forth? I used to do that with TV channels. I watched a lot of Disney, Nickelodeon, and Cartoon Network. And so when a commercial would come on for Cartoon Network, I would hop over to Nickelodeon. And then when a commercial would come on there, I would hop over to Disney Channel. I would be watching 3 shows at the same time. I was an overachiever as a child. I took in a lot of content that way. But that's sometimes what people do, you know? So you might as well start it. Start the Twitch stream. Start posting videos on YouTube. Start posting things and pictures on Instagram. If you're a photographer and you want to get things going with that, take those pictures, my love. We want to see it. We want to see it. I just want there to just be so much content where people like you all who are watching this video are doing what they feel to do, and I just want to see all that good energy out there. I just want to see it, and I just want to experience it. But yeah, so that video game was cool. There was a song, and it was playing in the background of one of the chase scenes, and I was like, hold up, and I paused the video, and I went to find it on Spotify, and I was like, add to liked list, because it was just so good. So good. Man, if you ever hear somebody complain about the fact that there's no good music, tell them that they're not looking for it. Tell them that they're simply not looking, because, excuse me, if you're trusting the radio, if you're trusting what's mainstream, yeah, you're probably not gonna, an hour, 11 minutes, and 11 seconds. If you are focusing on simply mainstream pop stuff, yes, you're going to think that there is no good music. What you should do is go explore the morgue. You should go and find music in the background of videos, you know? Sometimes I'll go on Spotify and I'll go to the radio of a song that I like, and I'll just listen. Sometimes I'll scroll through and I'll just pick at random a channel. I'll listen to a couple of songs, and if I don't like it, like I'll listen to one of the moods on Spotify, and if I don't like it, I just won't listen to that mood anymore. But I found so much good stuff doing that. So, yeah, there's a lot of good out here to have. There's a lot of feel-good stuff to take part in and to see, so get into it. Get into it, yeah. Lock it in. Make it happen. Yeah. I think that's all I have for you guys. I love you guys so much. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow night, per usual. Again, I hope you have the next 12 hours. I hope that you, in between now and the next video, maybe, that I do that you see, I hope that you, what is my hope for you? My hope is that you feel good. My hope is that you feel successful. My hope is that your endeavors, whatever endeavors and desires that you have, my hope is that those things come to you. And I hope that you are open to learning what you need to learn in order to get those things. I hope you're open to your journey. May your journey be blessed. May you be blessed. May you be loved. May the odds be ever in your favor. I love you guys so much, and I will holler at you tomorrow night. Bye.